Right. A very good morning to one and all. So, in the last class, Amma, uh, we tried to solve stand cross section problems regarding of your crane hook or clamp devices or whatever it is. You can say that, right? So, in this class also another important problem. We can say that another important section, whatever it is. So, another important section. So, you try to solve the approach, how you supposed to approach for this particular problem. So before we solving of this particular problem, so there is a small announcement regarding of your assignment. So as we circulated the assignment, so I hope you received your assignment. You received your assignment. The assignment contain 5 questions. So there is no batches, each and every person should write those 5 questions. I mean, you should answer those 5 questions. You should answer those 5 questions, and after completion of your assignment, then how you supposed to send, we will discuss later, and we will inform later. We will inform later whether it may be a soft copy or it may be a hard copy. So we will inform later after completion of your assignment. So I hope you received all from all the subjects assignments. So if not, they provided in this week itself. So no worries. But whenever you receive the assignment, you try to complete those assignment as early as possible, right? And next thing is the question that I have mentioned here in your assignment are mostly from previous question papers. Almost all the actually I preferred for 10 to 15 questions, um, but so we would instructed to give only 5 questions, so that we restricted only 5 questions, but remaining 10 questions also I tried to circulate the important questions so that you try yourself those particular problems, right? But as far as your marks concerned, you have to submit only those 5 questions what I circulated, right? Right. So all those questions are available in your RS Kurmi textbook. Come on, no need to, and you not put supposed to uh, work hard, or you're not supposed to think a lot with respect to this particular problem. Almost all the problems are available in your textbook only. You please don't worry about that, right? Same models are available. Same models are available in your textbook, right? Now coming to this particular problem. Now coming to this particular problem. So in the last class, we already solved one rectangle section, trapezium section and one circular section. So in this section, we are having only direct I section problem. Once if you know the concept of I section, then it is easy for you for solve for T section also, because it is very much similar. I section and T sections are very much similar, right? So if we solve I section problem, then it is very easy for your T section. But in your examination, in the yesterday, just I referred from for your syllabus. In your syllabus only you are having only 4 sections, but instead I tell already 5 sections, but you are having only 4 sections. But no worries, you will gain the knowledge. That is the only thing, right? Right. So it is very easiest chapter and easiest problem. You try to understand the figure and try to solve your problem step by step. So whatever the questions I asked, you please respond according to that particular problem, particular step also. Right? Right. Please observe the following figure first. I hope everyone is observing this particular figure. So you please draw this figure and try to observe the figure. And this R1 and R2, R3 are normally, definitely they're not supposed to mention, uh, you yourself has to allocate or identify this particular dimensions R1, R2, R3, R4. If at all it is mentioned in our problem, it is very useful. Without any difficulty, you can directly apply your principles, or without any difficulty, you can apply your formulas directly, then you will get the answer, right? So please observe this I section for 1 minute and try to identify the dimensions also. axis of curvature, central axis, and the distance of your R1, R2, R3, and T1, T2, T3. Please observe those standard dimensions that is available in your figure. Later on, we will discuss how you're supposed to solve the problem. So I hope this chapter is very, very easy after completion of this particular component. So it is very easy for you. So that from next class onwards, we'll move on to the next one. So please be practice of only this stand section, that is sufficient. And the problems we'll discuss in crane hook. Same model will be available, but orientation will be different. Only orientation will change. Already we discussed two crane hook problems, right? So you practice yourself more number of problems that is available in your strength of materials. So in this case, only we provided 5 problems in strength of materials textbook or any other machine design textbook. If at all they are provided corroded beams, you please verify those textbook and practice those sums in case of your corroded beams. But whatever the type of problem, this is the only procedure you are having. There is no other procedure. This is the only procedure you are having. Right now, you please try to write down, read down the problem. So a hook carries a load of P, and the load line is at a distance of 30 mm. Load line is at a distance of 30 mm from the inner edge of the centroidal horizontal section, which is of I section. So already mentioned that it is a cross section of I section. Right. With the dimensions shown in figure. So already the dimensions are mentioned in figure. The center of curvature of the hook is in the load line. The center of curvature of the hook is in the load line. Determine the magnitude of the load P. Determine the magnitude of the load P if the maximum stress in the hook is. If the maximum stress in the hook is not to exceed the permissible stress of 120 Newton per mm square. The maximum stress in the hook is not to exceed the permissible stress of 120 Newton per mm square. What will be the maximum compressive stress? What will be the maximum compressive stress in the hook for that value of the load? So I already told you that whatever the type of problem it is, please observe that. So this is the easiest method. I keep on saying that. You first observe that what type of a problem it is. What type of a problem it is. If it is a corroded beam consisting of your standard sections, whether it is I section or T section or whatever the type of section, then blindly your approach is only 3 steps. You please understand that only 3 steps approach you are having. You are having only 3 steps approach. First one is first you can calculate the H square values. That is the basic step, Amma. That is the basic step. First calculate H square value of your standard section that is available in your derivation. We already derived, right? We already derived the standard section H square value. So you please write down the formula of H square values. And in the H square formulas, you please identify the terminologies or terms that are involved in your H square. Most probably you are having a value. So calculation of a value is also another important thing. So before that, first you have to write down the H square formula. That is first step. And second step is you try to write down the equation of your maximum stress and minimum stress equation. That is the end of your problem. That's only 2 steps you are having simply. There is only 2 steps, not 3 steps. Also, you're having only 2 steps. First one is, I mean, if you want to consider the standard cross section as a step, you can consider. The first one is the stand identification of a section. It may be rectangle, triangle, T section, I section, whatever it is. Second one is identify the formula of H square according to your standard cross section. Third one is direct formula substitution. Your problem is over. Your entire problem is over. But meanwhile, you require to calculate. Meanwhile, you require to calculate the terms that are involved in your formula. That is also another important one. Writing the formula is not sufficient. And after writing the formula, you please understand the terms that are involved in your formula. And if there is any unknown parameter, you have to try to find out. Suppose in this case, if please observe that for this particular problem, you are having a I section, right? So you are having I section. Normally, if it is a triangle section, rectangle section, circular section, we are having standard formulas, right? Pi for d square, if it is rectangle section, area equal to b into d. Likewise, you are having some standard formulas are there. But if at all, if it is a I section or T section, if at all, if you are having a I section or T section, are you supposed to calculate the formula of A? So you please go back to your calculation of your centroid. In centroid, while you are calculating the area, what you supposed to do means simply you have to divide. You have to divide number of blocks. It may be I section or T section, right? So A, B, B, C, C. At point C, you're having draw a line, horizontal line, or vertical line, whatever it is. And at point B, you're having another division. At point B and C, you're having a divisions. Likewise, you have to split into 3 parts, right? So same procedure. I hope you already know that how do you calculate the area, total area. Total area equal to A1 into T1 plus A2 into T2 plus A3 into T3. You can say that. So total area will calculate area values. Because you're having 3 blocks, 3 rectangle blocks. So simply you have to split into 3 parts and calculate the area of each and every block and try to add. Almost summation of all the 3 areas. You will get final area of your cross section. Final area of your cross section. So I hope you understand how you calculate for I section. This is already available in your centroid while you are calculating the area. I hope all of you are recollecting. Because you are not having any standard formula for I section, no need to search for I section formula, area formula. Suppose if it is a T section, same procedure you have to. Suppose if you are having a T section, again you have to split into 2 blocks in case of a T section. I section are having 3 blocks, for T section are having only 2 blocks, division. Right? Right. So this is how you supposed to calculate area. You please observe the difference between for this cross section and the other cross sections. Try to identify the difference between for this cross section and the other cross section. Other cross sections has standard formulas. So if it is a triangle, half into base into h. So if it is a circle, pi for d square. If it is a rectangle, b into d. Likewise, we are having standard relations. But for I section and T section, you have to calculate. Summation of areas are required. Right? So this is the one area you have to be concentrated. This is the one area you have to be concentrated. Right? Right. Now you please try to calculate. So this is how you are having a problem. This is the actual scenario of your problem. I hope you understand this particular problem. So in this figure you are having, again I am explaining by looking at your figure. You are having I section, and I section you are having B1 equal to 30 mm, inner edge B1 equal to 30 mm and B3 equal to 20 mm, right? So you are having thickness values T1, T2, T3. You are having values. Again B2 value equal to 10. So B1 is equal to 30 mm, B2 equal to 10 mm, B3 equal to 20 mm, right? Again T1 equal to 15 and T2 equal to 20 and T3 equal to 10. Now from the axis of curvature, you please observe a dotted line. From the axis of curvature, so each and every block you have to consider. See, you please observe R1 equal to 30 and R2 value and R3 value and R4 value. R1, R2, R3. Right? And you are having some external loading condition and eccentricity E value. So here R value equal to E. So R equal to E, again here also R equal to E. Most commonly you will get R equal to E. Most probably you will get R equal to, commonly you will get R equal to E most of the cases, most of the problem, unless or until if there is any twist. 19% you will get only R equal to E. Right. Now please move on to this another slide. Right. See, this is calculation. So before that, please calculate. My sincere request is first calculate the area value and please verify your area value with this answer. So before we proceeding for further one, you please calculate first area. First area, then H square value. Then we will move on to the further steps. So we please follow according to our instructions so that it is very easy for you. First calculate area, total area of cross section. Here cross section is I. Calculate area and try to verify your area value with this answer. I will give 2 to 3 minutes. It is sufficient for 2 to 3 minutes for calculating area value. Please don't look at the answer. By looking at the answer, please respond by responding to answer area value equal to 850 mm square. You please verify. You please verify whether his answer is correct or wrong. Without seeing, according to that particular figure. So figure means simply it is better shift my slide so that it is easy for you. Now calculate area. So it is better area to shift my slide so that you calculate your area values and please check with the area. Please check with your answer area. Because why I'm insisting the calculation of area means here it is a different cross section compared that of your other sections. So if you thorough with your I section, then it is easy for T section also. Same procedure. For T section also you're having same procedure. Respond according to your so already each and everything is available, each and every dimension is available on your figure. So observation of the figure is more important while you are solving the problem. Each and every information is available in this figure only. Once if you understand this figure, then it is easy for you for calculating the remaining steps. Once if you over the area, then go for a square value. If you over the square value, then you can go for your maximum stress and minimum stress value. Then you will have end of your problem. Just only 3 steps. Just only 3 steps are required. So my intention is, as it is a different cross section, I section. So in order to recollecting the concept of your centroid, so just simply ask you to calculate area. Otherwise, you simply move on to the next one. If it is a standard cross section like rectangle or triangle, so no need to calculate or no need to worry about the area because the direct formula is available. But here it is I section. No need to go for centroid calculation. Just calculate the area, that is sufficient by division of blocks. So at AA you are having one block, at BB you are having another block, and CC you are having another block. So make it as a division into 3 parts. Calculate first part, second part area, third part area as it is a rectangle blocks. Now tell me the answer. So without using calculator, you can easily tell the answer as it's simple values. So somebody is saying 850. 850, right? Next. Any other answers? If someone is saying 850 and each and every person is saying 850 and 850, any different answer, you can express your answer, no problem. We will discuss. So only 2 persons are calculated and they said that the answer is 850 mm square, not mm, area, here it is. So 850 mm square. Right, 335 responded 850 mm square. Any other answers? Any other different answers? Any other different answers? Any other different answers? Right, anyway, without wasting time, just simply calculate A1, I mean total area equal to A1, sorry, B1 T1 plus B2 T2 plus B3 T3. Please observe in the given figure. Please observe in the given figure. So B1 T1 plus B2 T2 plus B3 T3. So what is B1? B1 is equal 30 and T1 is equal 15, 450. The first is 450. First one is 450. And second block means you are having 10 into 20. So 10 into 20 means 200. And third block means B3 into T3, 200. So your answer is 450 plus 200 plus 200. So total is 850 mm square. So without calculator, you can easily calculate this value total area. So I hope you understand that for I section, and you proceed for your T section also, if at all, if it is given in your examination. T section means you are having only 2 blocks. So area means total area means B1 T1 plus B2 T2 if it is a T section. So these are the only 2 different sections we are having, right? So right, very good, fine. So after having of your area values, total area values, then what is your aim? Next, calculate a square value. A square value, again calculate a square value by looking at the right. So it is very difficult for you, I know that, for a square value to remember for I section. Right, anyway, I am showing the formula for h square. So based on that h square, you please substitute them. I hope everyone is visible. H square value equal to R cube by A, B1 log A, R2 by R1 plus B2 log A, R3 by R2 plus B3 log A, R4 by R3 minus of R square. I hope you observe the formula, and based on the formula, you please substitute. And if at all you are having a doubt regarding of what is R1, R2, R3, please write down the formula. Immediately, I simply swipe down my slide so that you can. So D value, total D value, D value means total D value, D1, D2, D3. Right. Anyway, so someone is asking for how do you calculate your D value. So what is the D value here? You calculate here. What is the D value? 15 plus 20 plus 10. So you please observe that. See, it is a simple question. and again you are asking. Already you know that in case of centroid. So D1, D2, D3 you are having, right? So sorry, you are having this D1 and D2 values. See, actually in this figure only they shown that only D1, D2, but it is D1, D2, D3 also there, Amma. So 15, 20 and 10 values. 15, 20 and 10. Total depth, you are having total depth value. D means you are having total depth. D means you are having total depth. You please understand that total depth, right? Total depth. You can say that. So that is centroid value, Amma. That is centroid value. That is centroid value. While you are calculating the centroid procedure, you are having that procedure. So once if you know the centroidal axis from the base, please understand the concept of your centroid while you are calculating. While you are calculating centroid in order to location of your what we call location of a centroidal axis. Location of your centroidal axis, right? Location of your centroidal axis. What are you supposed to do? Area A1 y1 plus A2 y2 plus A3 y3 by number of blocks. So here you are having 3 blocks, A1 y1 plus A2 y2 plus A3 y3 by 3. Then you can identify the position of central axis. So based on that, D1 and D2. So from the bottom layer, from the bottom or from the top. See, please understand the concept of centroid. Please understand the concept of centroid regarding of your centroidal axis. Position of central axis. How you locate the central axis means by calculating the centroid value A1 y1 plus A2 y2 plus A3 y3 by 3. Right? So then you can know the position of the distance of your central axis from your bottom side or from the top side, whatever it is, from the bottom side and top side also. Position of centroidal axis is position of centroidal axis. See, it is we are locating the central axis here. So at what distance you are having the centroidal axis? At what distance you are having the centroidal axis means you require to calculate the centroid value. But the centroid value is from base only, Amma. So I hope you understand this concept, Amma. I hope you understand. I hope you are understanding what I am saying. So if at all, if you are having any difficulty, please go back to your centroid problems. How do you calculate? Right. Anyway, so many number of persons are responding. Okay, but you please understand the concept, then we will discuss the answers. No problem. First, you understand the concept, then we can you will understand the procedure, right? Because we will not we will not find any difficulty in case of your rectangle section and circular section, because at the center lies exactly at the center. You not worry for your rectangle section and your circular sections also, no problem. Your centroid will lies exactly at the center. So centroid concept is also lies here. Centroid concept also lies here, right? Right. So for different cross section, like your I section and T section, so same problem will you able to face in case of your I section and T section also. T section, because we are discussing T section, but same problem you will face in case of T section also. In case of T section also, you will apply the same procedure. Location of central axis also another important role. Right. Right. So your R value 49.26, someone is responded, Amma. Some 25.74 is also somebody is responded. So your answer is correct. So please verify your answers if it is wrong. Please let me know if at all if your answer is wrong. Same procedure is applied here. Same procedure is applied here. So I have, if at all if you understand, then you please follow the remaining steps. Once if you know the value of R value, then it is very easy for you to calculate R1, R2, R3 and all those things. R1, R2, R3, and you please substitute in the given relation of S square once if you understand. Once if you understand. So if you are asking the questions, mean definitely at least some of the students are doing their problems. It is very happiest thing, and many and at least you are following my instructions. So it is a very happiest thing, Amma. So asking of doubt is always very interesting one. So especially in case of a problematic point of view, always a discussion is very much required. A discussion is very much required for a problematic point of view. Otherwise, simply it is a swiping of slides simply. So I don't know why he says sorry for 24. Oh, answer okay, for answer only saying okay anyway. So please verify, no problem. If it is wrong, no worries. Please verify. At least you will get right answer 19.26. No problem. So it depends upon from upward and upward direction, downward direction. No worries. Even if your answer is some mean from bottom side, your answer is correct. Only if you calculate from top side, again your answer is correct. No problem. But if here the intention is you try to find out how you will get the answer. That is very important. Once if you know the answer, the remaining things are very easy. Only systematic approach is needed here. Once if you are thorough with your answers, then nobody will stop you, because you are having only 4 stand cross sections. You will have 14 marks with you. Those who are practiced and those who are responded. So definitely you will have 14 marks with you. No problem. So please verify your S square answer also. And again, please let me know if there is any wrong answer. Please let me know if there is any wrong answer. Please verify your S square answer also. Once if you know the S square value, then we will have values of remaining things. If also please verify S square value. Still, if you are facing any problem regarding of your centroid value, please let me know. Otherwise, please proceed for your S square value without seeing answer. Without seeing the answer. So I hope my voice is clear, and I hope there is no any disturbances, because as we are running with your college net, so I hope you are not feeling any difficulties regarding my voice and regarding my slides. So with this, if you completed a square value, this sigma value, so we'll wind up this chapter, and from the next class onwards, we move on to the very interesting one, that is gear chapter. Very interesting chapter, and only we're having 2 types of gears. Very simple chapter also, very simple chapter, but while we're discussing the problems, especially, definitely you will have the what we call data book, and the design procedure also will require data book. So no need to derive, because in your Andhra University we require to derive the derivation, but here need not worry about the derivation, because the derivations are available in your data book. So just only simply we read down the design procedure, and directly we move on to the problems. Very easy if you have data book, especially for gates. See, especially in case of your DMM2 Amma, especially keep on stressing this curved beam chapter and IC engine parts and gates. These three, if you concentrated thoroughly without what we call without skipping of any problem, any model, definitely most of the students will get A grade. I mean, if you are having any grade, you will get A grade, definitely. Definitely. I'm giving 100% assured. But provided you please follow my instruction, please follow whatever the things I instructed here. Because you are available with your textbooks and you are available with your notes. So there is no worry and you have to follow those things. Because coming at least 1 month and 2 months, you are still, most of the times you are having examinations. I hope you are having examinations. So after having all the particular time, definitely you will forget all the concept what we explained here. Definitely, there is a chance. So by keeping that point in my mind, I will tell you that you please mark on your data book the procedures and the notations, so that it is easy for you while you're practicing. But I don't know how many of you are followed. I don't know how many of you are followed. So please be concentrated on these three particular chapters especially. So here, no need to worry, Amma, because why? Because means here in H square value. So why you require individual section? Because here the formula is A. So the formulas here is A. A means you are having total section. Already calculate the value of R1 and R2. So you don't worry about the individual section, Amma. Here it is for total section. Because for our convenience only, we divided into individual section. It is for your convenience only we divide, because in problem they are not specifically mentioned. You please divide the sections in, please locate your central axis individual block. Suppose if you calculate your central axis individual block, the answer is different. You calculate it for entire cross section. You please remember that the location of a centroid is for entire cross section, not for individual section. But for your reference only, in order to avoid confusion, in order to avoid difficulty only, you split the cross section into number of parts. That is the basic point you try to understand. Right? So there's a very good doubt, Amma. Right, still, if you're having any doubt, you please raise your doubts on your chat box, so that I will try to answer those questions. So H square value is for total cross section, not for individual section. So still 5 more minutes are there. You can proceed your H square value. If at all your H square is completed, then go for your sigma value, sigma B, bending stress. So after having of your H square value, please verify your H square value. So if at all if you completed your H square value, then go for. Right. If it is correct, no problem. So verification is required. I ask you to verify means at least you try to substitute the values in the type knowledge. What is R cube? What is B1? What is B2? What is R1? What is R2? For those purpose only, I ask you to substitute. Otherwise, everything is available in the slide. But thing is, we have to substitute. Then only came to know what is R1, what is R2, what is R3, and what is B1, what is B2, what is B3. Likewise, the different terms are available. So only 1% is calculated H square value. So no problem. Those who are completed H square value, please proceed for your sigma B value. Please proceed for your sigma B value. Right. A square value is right. Okay, fine. So one common question I might try to ask as many number of people. So the way I'm approaching the problem, the way I try to explain you, are you following my approach or are you feeling any difficulty? Because I tried to explain as simple as that, Amma. I tried to explain as simple as that. Still, if you are feeling any difficulty regarding of my approach, you please raise your, you please raise your voice on your chat box, Amma, no problem. So that at least, because already you are having 3 chapters, for remaining 3 chapters, at least I try to change my path or change my explanation, way of explanation. If at all, if you are comfortable with my explanations, what I explained here, so it is fine for me for the remaining chapters also. So you please respond. Are you satisfied with my approach, or is there any corrections are required? Are any changes are required? If at all, if there is any changes, you please please don't hesitate. Please don't hesitate. So feel free to express your feelings or your whatever the things on your mind. Please express, no problem. So please try to find out the values and please verify your answers. I'm just simply scrolling down my answers and please verify after having of your sigma b. Then here, I told you that you are having y values. There are 2 y values. So y values. So please understand the y value. So the bending stress will be max at section AA, where y value minus 19.26, and the next y value is y value you are having. You please substitute 2 y values. Same procedure for your what we call circular section and your for trapezoidal section. You are having 2 values, 2 y values. Again, you are having also to substitute 2 y values, no problem. So finally, after having of sigma b, you are having direct stress. You please add direct stress value load by area. Load by area. So you will once if you completed of all the steps, it is very easy for you. Please just substitute in the given relation. That is sufficient. So you please refer my notes, Amma. You don't worry. That is available in with you. So you please verify your answers after completion of your problem. Right. So with this problem, Amma, so you please try to practice this kind of problem, especially what I explained here. Right. So what I explained here, you please verify all these problems and be practice for all these problems. And if you have any doubt, you please and every time, Amma, I ask you to come up with your doubts on Saturday's class. So in the next class, we try to, we start a new chapter, but on Saturday's class, you please try to come up with your doubts so that it is easy for you and for me also to clarify your doubts, whatever you are having. So the happening of questions will be only if at all if you are practice, then only you are having a doubt. Otherwise, definitely not having any doubts. So you please be practice for these particular problems. Please be thorough with the problems. And I told you that especially for second chapter and third chapter, most of the times you are not having any theory questions. So in the next class, I try to explain some of the theory questions, whatever the things you are having in this particular curved base. Theory questions, expected theory questions. After having of your expected theory questions, then we move on to a new chapter. Right? Right. So especially theory is very, very important. Please verify your previous question paper on the question paper at least for 4 marks also they try to ask for theory question. right? Definitely don't concentrate only on problems. You also be concentrated on theory. You also be concentrated on theory, right? Please be concentrated, right? So I hope you understand, Amma, and thanks for your responses and thanks for your patience. And I hope many of the students are responded according to my questions. So it is the happiest part. So keep this while you are solving the problems, Amma. Discussion is very, very important. So whenever you put your pen and paper, then only we will have discussions, so that it is easy for you to clarify your doubts in the class itself. Right? Right. Right. So thank you for your patience, Amma. Thank you very much.